Massachusetts.
I'm Thomas Jefferson from Virginia.
I'm Charles Pickney, and I'm from South Carolina.
I'm James Madison, and I'm from Virginia.
Charles, I say, you must join the Democratic Republicans. The tyranny of federalism will strangle this country, and the nation will revert to a former state. I do not support these acts of neutrality with France.
I disagree. If we get involved with France, a larger national debt will surely be created.
We must promote democracy worldwide. Furthermore, helping the French will stop the British from seizing our ships at French ports. And who is to say more federalists will not perform these acts and control the government if Washington's cabinet and him stay in power? We must stop the transition from the power of the British to the power of the Federalists.
My dear friend, I've changed my mind. I agree. We should transform this nation into a nation that gives power to the people and not the government. I remember when I was a delegate at the Constitutional Convention. Those were the days.
The Articles of Confederation must be changed.
I agree.
The Constitution must be ratified.
No! Yes!
The Constitution must be ratified.
I agree with my people.
Order! Order! The convention now recognizes Charles Pickney from South Carolina.
Gentlemen, I've prepared a plan for the convention. I will list off the main points of this plan. The legislature shall consist of two parts, a Senate and a House of Delegates. Each senator and House of Delegates member shall have one vote and be paid from the Treasury. The House of Delegates and the Senate shall have power to regulate interstate trade and foreign trade, and be able to tax imports and exports. For taxes, each slave shall count as 3/5 of a person. The Articles of Confederation shall be observed unless altered, and this union shall be perpetual. 2/3 of the Congress have to agree on the trade and tax regulation in order for them to be proposed.
If we don't at least partially change the Articles, our so hardly fought for freedom will collapse upon itself as debt continually increases and we have no way to pay it. I propose the Virginia Plan. Give larger states more power, as this will increase national unity and strengthen our nation.
Interesting, yeah. I still stand on the side of equality of power to the people, not differences based on state size. Does anybody else have differing legislative plan?
Oh well, it seems that Mr. Patterson is on lunch break, but he left an opposing legislative plan, the New Jersey Plan.
Finally, power to the small states. This is what we have fought for, gentlemen. I believe this plan is far superior to the Virginia plan.
Use petty arguments as you will. Our liberty will not even exist if we drown in debt. Gentlemen, we must give power to the national government or our nation will not be valid.
Order!
Ah, Mr. Sherman.
I propose a compromise to these two greatly contrasting plans. With Mr. Pinkley's founding plan of a bicameral legislature, I propose that the House of Representatives is based on state size, with more representation for larger states, and the Senate shall be formed from 2 representatives from each state, as this promotes equal representation from the Senate.
Objection to this great compromise? It seems we have formed a new and improved legislative branch.
Now we shall address a new matter, the issue of slavery. I believe that slavery should be slowly eliminated from the country.
I disagree. Slavery provides a large and stable workforce with free labor. Be as it may, the slaves are lacking in rights. Decreasing slavery would lead to an economic collapse, particularly in the southern states, which is a converse to the needs of the country right now.
Although I own many slaves myself and recognize how necessary they are to the economy, the act of slavery does not give all men their natural and unalienable rights as human beings. The economy does rely heavily on slavery. Without slavery, the economy of the South and of the country will survive. Valid views on the economic side of slavery. I now ask the other delegates to consider these words and remember the opposing sides when we make our final decisions. Now, I believe Mr. Pickney has a plan for the legislative components of slavery.
Yes, I do. Thank you. I believe that in a legislative body, with the representatives dictated by the population of its state, that slaves should be counted in the population. But their owners should only be taxed 3/5 of what a normal man is taxed.
An excellent suggestion. All in favor of the 3/5 slave agreement?
Aye.
Aye.
It seems we have a consensus on this 3/5 slave agreement. However, in the idea of slavery in general, we need a consensus. Should it stay or go? I believe in order to slowly end slavery, but keep our economy stable for the time being, we should stop importing slaves 20 years from this convention.
Though I support slavery, I believe that this will lessen the short-term economic burden of ending slavery and give men their rights.
The Three-Fifths Compromise has been instated. Slaves will stop being imported to the United States 20 years from now. The convention will re-adjourn tomorrow morning, gentlemen.
Thomas, I was such a young, naive, idiotic person back then. But thankfully, I'm on the right side of politics.
Although I agree that your ideals were questionable, you did have a heavy influence on the Constitution, which in my opinion is a very valid document.
Indeed, I did. My proposed plan had many such resolutions as congressional control on trade and taxes, and my three-fifths compromise.
Yes, and though your opinions now differ from what you were back then, you have accomplished much more than the common man, which is notable.